Hello, my name is Derek Afasi. Today's topic I want to discuss with you in as interesting of a factor as possible as I could try, what exactly is a 401k plan? And how you could leverage your 401k to produce a set retirement at a later date in time, and how you could basically leverage some of the different accounts within 401k plans to give you that peace of mind in retirement when you need it most. First and foremost, the 401k plan is something known as a defined contribution plan. All that means is that within your 401k contract through your employer, they're defining that you could add X amount of money into this plan every year. So they're defining how much you could contribute into these plans. I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, "Oh, wow, thanks for letting me know that I could place money into a retirement plan." The downside is that there's no guarantees with these accounts. Now, any types of contributions, anything that you're adding into this account, up to a certain limit, could be right around $17,000, $18,000. A lot of people only put an average of about $5,000, $10,000 into their 401ks accounts. But essentially what they do is it's tax deductible at all their contributions. What tax deductible means is, think about it as a tax credit. If you make $100,000 and you place $10,000 into your 401k plan, at the end of the year, the government, when you get your statement with how much money you made, adjusted gross income at the end of the year, it's going to be as if you made $90,000, and you're going to be in the $90,000 tax bracket as opposed to somebody in the $100,000 tax bracket. So you can kind of shift the numbers to your benefit that way, and contribute more in your earlier years, or throughout your retirement, so that you could leverage the tax deductible options. You could basically get your it's a tax deduction every contribution to this plan. Now, the government is not that nice. They're not just going to say, "Oh, well, here you go. We're going to set these plans, and you can contribute into them, and we're just going to be nice guys, and we're just going to give you a tax deduction." No, the caveat to the tax deduction is it's fully taxable when you want to take this money. So right when you're around retirement age, right when you want to take this money, it's going to be 100% fully taxable. Now, where exactly do your contributions go? When you add your money into a 401k account, and I deal with thousands and thousands of individuals that have no idea what a 401k is. And everything's just like alien language to them. It's equivalent to me trying to learn Chinese. It's because the financial terms in these pamphlets, these employer benefit pamphlets, are so freaking boring, to say the least. What happens is all the contributions that you're adding into these accounts, they're going into something known as mutual funds, which is a mixture of stocks and bonds. So if you're younger and you're adding into these accounts, a typical financial advisor is going to tell you, okay, well, you want to be more aggressive when you're younger, so that you could potentially have high rates of return, or take on those high risks where you could have large gains, large losses, but essentially you're going to still work. You're not past the retirement age where you can't go out and work anymore. You still rely on your income. So that's essentially what a lot of financial advisors do, is they try to state, okay, get risky early on in life, and then go more conservative when you're nearing retirement. What exactly happens when you want to touch your money from these accounts? This is the biggest thing I really need you guys to understand, because this is a huge mistake that people make. You have something known, because it's through the government, with these plans that are originally set up through the branch of the government known as ERISA. It stands for, it's ERISA, Employer Retirement Income Securities Act. And what it does is it has certain guidelines, because they're giving you that tax deduction earlier on, and they're going to tax it fully later on. They say that you cannot touch your money until age 59 and a half. So I call it the 59 and a half rule, or you probably look it up on Google and you see the 59 and a half rule. And what that means is, if we just take a hypothetical scenario, and let's say that you're 52 years old and you need $100,000 from your 401k. Let's say you lost your job, or you basically have this bucket of money that you were going to leverage for retirement, but you need access to it. And you say, I need all of it. Let's say that you were in the 30% tax bracket, for hypothetical, at that point in time. The government's going to fully tax you on the $100,000, and they're also going to hit you with the 10% penalty tax. So out of that $100,000, you're only going to be able to get 60 grand. Because you didn't wait till age 59 and a half to take it. There's no ways around that. You have to wait till age 59 and a half. You might, at age 55, you could, there's certain things you could take loans out where you're not going to get taxed, but you're going to have to pay back the interest on the loans. But essentially, just understand, you do not want to pull this money from your accounts. Some people leave one employer, start working for a new company, and think, oh my God, this is free money. That's not the case. It's not the case. You still have to leave it. It's a 401k plan. It's a qualified retirement plan, just like an IRA, a 403b, a 457 plan. They're all taxed exactly the same. They all have those 59 and a half rules. On top of that, they also have something known as a 70 and a half RMD. It stands for Required Minimum Distributions. Meaning, rather than leave your accounts, if you say, oh, well, I don't need this money for retirement. Let's say you're one of those very fortunate people out there that you have your 401k accounts, your IRA accounts, and they're just kind of sitting there, and you don't ever want to touch it. You say, okay, I'm either getting pension income from a previous employer, or I just basically don't want to touch it, I don't want to get taxed on it, nothing like that. The government does not let you do that. At age 70 and a half, they require that you have to start taking minimum distributions from those accounts, so that you cannot play that game. They have to get their tax money back. You received a tax deduction, you got a tax credit basically every year that you're adding contributions into those accounts, so the government now needs to fully tax you later on. The major problems with these 401k accounts, other than the 59 and a half rule and the 70 and a half rule, which is being trapped between a rock and a hard place, are it's not guaranteed. Nothing about it is guaranteed. So that means when you're ready to retire, let's say you're like 65, 62, 67, and you're ready to take that retirement distribution, there's no set guidelines that gives you a guaranteed retirement that you can never outlive. You have different theories out there, like a 4% rule and different things set up by wealth accumulation specialists, which I really do not agree with the 4% rule. But essentially, let's take a step back, and what happens if you were taking retirement income during 2008? I don't know if you were aware or not, but the average investor lost 57% of their retirement portfolio. So if you had $1 million, you lost $570,000 that 1 year. Now the entire ball game is shifted. You don't know what to do, and that's why so many retirees, so many seniors are so terrified, and they're constantly they're clenching their fists, and they're watching the market, and they're seeing MSNBC every single day, hoping that the market will be up there, that they do not outlive their retirement income. Now, I said the 401k was known as a defined contribution plan, meaning that the government, that those types of plans, they're defining. They're set terms that define exactly how much you could contribute into those accounts every year. Pension plans are defined benefit plans. They were set up through an employer that guarantee you a set stream of income that you can never outlive at a later date. And in 1974, when ERISA came about and they created these 401k accounts, all that worry-free retirement fell by the wayside. And now you have the largest influx of individuals known as the baby boomers. The majority of them are trying to pull money from a non-guaranteed 401k account. What I did was I created an entire website designed to make sure that you guys can retire retire with confidence, and essentially take your old 401k, your IRA, your 403b accounts, and turn them into personal pension plans. And basically plans that give you a defined benefit every single year. You have those guarantees. You don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to hope that the market and clench your fist the market's going to be up every single year. They're contractual guarantees backed by large companies, and there's a whole system involved. But what I did was I created an ebook so that you guys could read it on your spare time. It's about 85 pages long, and it goes through full details on exactly what you should know about the 401ks, why the shift took place, and essentially how to create your own quote-unquote personal pension plan and create that worry-free retirement. I really hope that this video wasn't boring, even though we're talking about a very boring topic. And visit my website and download your free ebook. And thank you very much. Once again, my name is Derek Afasi.